2 weeks without Milan. Well, there is a part of me that is very happy because at least, we're not going to suffer for 2 weeks. My nails are happy. My heartbeat is happy. My stress level is happy. The other side, the more emotional, sentimental, it's a little bit sad, of course, because we're not going to see our favorite thing for a couple of weeks that Italy is going to be playing a, a useless competition which is called no, it's not the Conference League. What's the name of it? The Nation League. I don't even know what if you win the Nation League is you gain something. It's just getting a little bit frustrated with all these new matches, new competition that FIFA is trying to bring constantly gaming. And club football surely is slowly going down. The quality it's lower than surely 90s, early 2000. The quality you can see there are all robots moving in the same way. There is no more players like the Robbie Baggio, the Del Piero, the Totti, the Ronaldinho, the Robinho, these kind of players that they can literally line up your day watching a match of football. The Di Natale, the Miccoli, the Quagliarella. Anyway, guys, apologize first of all for the background. It's a little bit different today. Not because I'm recording from a studio, but from a different studio. It's just a different room. My wife is in the other room now, playing in my room playing Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you're a fan of it, but apparently it's very good. And so I have to record the video here with these plants and books. It looks a little bit more intellectual, also with the lighting like this. Anyway, we will see. We will see if we can change something in the future in the studio when we change home. But for today, this is the environment. So apologies if it's a bit different. What I want to talk today, clearly, it's well, we are not going to have really topics for 2 weeks to talk about football, of what this channel was born from. But we can talk about, there are other things that they are happening in Milan, which is one of the most important is the research of the sport director, a figure that it is extremely important in any football club that we don't have it. I want to talk also about the news of today that apparently Furlani and Maldini, two different cases, Furlani and Maldini, they are both in Dubai for different reasons that later we will explain. But yeah, clearly I want to start something from yesterday because we do have also some news from yesterday. The main news that for some fan they found it a little bit had a different opinion on fans, which was the pictures that the team took just after the victory against Como for 2-1 in the dressing room. So you can see all the team together celebrating like they just beat Real Madrid, or they just got a victory. That's it. And they posted a picture, some of the players, and that was very in contrast with a lot of fans, because some fans were like, why are you posting this picture after beating Como and you promoted? That's the level of the team. Other people, they just say, this is a group of people, a group. It's just a team that is happy for the victory. Simple as that. There is no wrong and right. That's the thing. And I read also the comments, because of course I posted this picture on the YouTube post, and you can read there are different opinion, different vision, and that's very interesting, to be fair, because you can see how the Milan supporters, the Milan fan are coming literally not saying one against each other, but it's very bipolar. It's very bipolar. There are some people that they see these details, some other that they only see that. It's not a united fan. It's not a united all together seeing the same thing. And to avoid this kind of situation, in my opinion, it should be somebody, the team manager, for example, that Milan doesn't have, or the I don't know, the social media man, whoever it is, somebody that has the power and has the image of Milan as a main goal is to respect the image of Milan. But what I'm wondering is, what kind of image is this? I mean, this is a team that it is completely disconnected from the reality. The players, they are living in they're not probably not understanding how bad is their season, how worried are their fans, how heavy is the jersey that you're wearing, the 7 times European champions, the team that when I'm going around the world say, oh, you're from Milan, I say, yes, what football team you support? And I said, which one do you think? And every single one says AC. I say, yes, AC, because they know that first in Milan. That's the thing. That's the how heavy is that name, how heavy is that jersey, how heavy are those colors. And clearly there is a disconnection in between the reality of the, I don't know if the team, they still think that they are doing well. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I don't think they understand they are ninth and they're not gonna be playing in Champions League. But to let them understand the weight of this, there should be a person, or at least a team, to say, guys, this was a good picture. Let's keep it for ourselves. Okay, we don't have to publish it online, especially because after the match, apparently, that's what I read, the team didn't go below the curva, didn't, you know, all the time they go to celebrate or to at least clap their hands under the curva sud, to say thanks to the fan, to come to visit, come to watch the match, come to pay the ticket. And in the past happened that Milan lost and they still went under the curva. There were protests and they still went under the curva. This time they didn't go under the curva, but they posted a picture on Instagram, online. I don't know what's the message that really you want to send there, because it's, I mean, this season, I think there's been completely mess in the communication in Milan. A completely mess in the communication in Milan. We can all remember the mess with Fonseca. You remember what's happened with Fonseca? That Fonseca went to the press after beating, I don't remember what match was it, that the Milan won, and the press knew that he was getting fired. The company knew that he was getting fired. The only one that didn't know that he was getting fired was Fonseca. They still had the balls to go in front of the press talking, and then they caught him after match out of San Siro. Yes, eventually, I'm fired. C'est la vie. It's life. Completely, that's not the communication. That's not the right organization. That's something that doesn't run smooth. And for the 125 years anniversary, you know, not even, I understand that the owner Jerry Cardinale is on the other side of the ocean, and I understand that he doesn't have any interest on winning directly, but at least send a message, send I don't know, a fax, send a flying pigeon, something to say, a tweet, happy birthday AC Milan, happy 125 years. You don't have to, I'm not expecting you to come to San Siro, I'm not expecting you to do a certain kind of celebration, to show up with a scarf on in San Siro. No, but just at least say happy birthday. Not even happy birthday. The fourth, You can see another thing is the fourth jersey against Lazio in a moment that it was extremely hard for the club, for the team itself, playing with a shitty jersey, losing against Lazio. Now the monochromatic logo. They're constantly there are mistakes with the communication in between the reality and what they have in mind and what they want to project. It's like literally they are living in another world. And that's what worries me the most. The second thing that worried me the most is that because it's not clear, a little department like communication, which is supposed to be one of the jewel of Jerry Cardinale's product, the communication, the marketing, bringing the fans together, we are not going towards that direction. And if it's mess, the communication side is because they don't receive correct information. But you can see, for example, who's really in charge there. Is that Redbird? Is that Elliot? Because Elliot with a vendor loan pretty much still own a lot of power over Redbird. And Elliot Furlani went to New York saying, now I'm gonna take more control over you. So the question is, who's in charge now? What's Ibrahimovic's job? Where Ibra went? Where is he? He disappeared for the last 3 weeks. He's gone. He didn't talk. And funny enough, that in the week that Jerry Cardinale was pushed out by the sport, by Furlani, saying that taking over the sport direction of the club, in the same week they found a solution for the stadium. Nobody. And this morning on Repubblica, which is an Italian newspaper, if you want to have the article, just write, pin me the article, I can share with you a link. But Repubblica this morning published an article about who's the owner of AC Milan, about saying pretty much like that. Redbird Capital, the owner, has reduced the principal amount of the loan from Elliott to 486 million, confirming Elliott's position as a pure lender, with his presence on the board of directors limited to 2 of the 12 representatives. Okay. Why right now Repubblica wanted to do this article? There is a confusion, clearly. There is a clearly confusion, and they are trying indirectly to communicate to the investors, or to investors, that this is the clarification. But still, it doesn't, in my opinion, it does not clarify what is the goal now of Jerry Cardinale, beside building the stadium. Nothing else. There is not really a plan for the club. The goal is building the stadium. Redbird now has in hands put back in control Furlani. Furlani that apparently now is in Dubai for commercial purpose with some of the company, some of the investment company that they have in Dubai. They were meeting, probably already fixed few months back. And here is my question, but I thought that 2 weeks ago, Moncada and Ibrahimovic were looking for a sport director, and it was like a rush of finding a sport director. And now there is no more rush. Not only there is no rush, he went to Dubai. So are we in rush or we are not in rush? Again, the communication. And we of course we know very, very limited, because of course we don't have inside intel. but the communication, that the message that you're sending out, that 1 week you're looking for a sport director, the week after you there is this huge news about Allegri coming back to Milan, this week now you're in Dubai. It's pure mess. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that who actually, what kind of professional sport director want to put himself in this kind of situation where you don't know the owner? Who's the owner? Is Elliot? Is the Furlani is the CEO. But then you talk to the presidente. The presidente is Redbird. But they don't count anything. So why I should, and it's not easy, because first of all, it's Milan. It's a huge weight. And second of all, we don't know who's the boss here. We don't know who the fuck is the boss. That's the problem. So it's a bit concerned. And apparently there is also Maldini in Dubai. This is, of course, for the fans, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, he's coming back. He went to talk to Furlani with Elliot. La la la. The reality, guys, that in my opinion, even if Furlani goes to talk to Maldini, Maldini is gonna say no, because now they know that Maldini knows that now they messed up big time, and they want him back. But Paolo say, nope, I'm not coming back with you. In my opinion, the only way that we can potentially see Paolo Maldini back to Milan is without Redbird, without Elliot. My only wish is that if we are not, if Redbird is not gonna build the stadium with us, if understand that they don't have any more interest in Milan, they're gonna potentially start accepting other bids and give their share to other investors. And they could be another investor that doesn't take the vendor loan from Elliot, because Elliot is gonna try to give you again the vendor loan. But the problem is, as long as I lend you money, you're still mine. So I don't want as somebody else that comes and again asks to Elliot, the vendor loan has to come buy partially, part by part, and slowly gaining power until they buy Milan 100%. They built directly their stadium in San Donato, owned by Milan and not shared with anybody else. That has one owner. And in that case, only in that case that we don't have any more Redbird and we don't have any more Elliot, maybe I can see Paolo having more power and coming. But again, don't focus too much on Paolo, and I feel you that trust me, I feel you 100% that of course I would dream to have Paolo. But in my opinion, it's a very, very far dream. But something that can be closer, let's say, is that we have one owner that take all these kind of decisions and put some freaking order and start to manage the club as it's supposed to be, with the respect that Milan deserves. If you're not subscribed to the channel, think to subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna chase this story, this saga. Believe.